Was the number one answer. How many of you would have thought that the men would have been saying that they love date night because they get to talk with their wife? They said and most of them were excited to say, I love date night. And then why? Because I get to talk with my wife. Ladies, these men want to talk. They just need spaces that makes them feel safe. I wish when the first person said communication, this means communication. Then the next one said, I get to talk with my wife, communication. Then the third one said communication. I say, wow. Ladies, the Bible is so right. We have not because we ask not. We don't have the information we need about our husbands simply because we don't ask. All I did was ask these men a question. And they were happy to rip. None of them, they didn't care about who thinks what. They let it rip. Communication is what moves. So I'm saying this to say, knowledge is power. If husbands like to communicate, if they enjoy it, then we need to create more date nights that give them the opportunity to do that. So if you don't have a board game for couples, get one. You could plan this you could do it at a park where it's just the two of you, where they feel less threatened. Don't do it. I wouldn't do it in the bedroom in case some of the questions are a little more harsh. You want to keep that sanctity and that romance in your bedroom. So I do it like in the living area. Because you will always let your bedroom feel, don't argue in your bedroom if you could help it. Let that space feel like a sanctuary. Protect the peace in your bedroom. Let that be the place where he knows he goes to retreat. So get you a board game. Just one night have a candlelight dinner, or after you all eat, well, maybe not. If he stays awake after you eat, you could do it then. But just make sure he's comfortable, and then get your board game out, because it has questions. It's not a board game. It's just a box of questions or a book of questions, whatever. Amazon sells them very cheap, because I don't know what other store you can find them in. But it's good to have that to give them an opportunity to vent. So, ladies, when I did that poll with the men, I went into that with my own judgmental behaviors, thinking what they're going to say. I already know what they're going to say. And I was blown away. I was blown away to see that, number one, men value date night as much as women do, or even more so. Men look forward to communicating with their wives. That was the number one answer. They want to talk. And then the second thing was they all enjoy quality time. They also said that they're not going to miss it. If she plans it, they will not miss it. Not one of them said they would miss a date night. Some of the wives were shocked at the answer. Some of them were shocked. I'm taking notes as great guidance because I've been witchcraft to just getting clarity. It helped a lot. Yes. So ladies, I hope we learned from this a couple of things. Number one, I hope we learned that whatever you need to know from your husband, just ask him. Y'all men are brilliant. I don't know how many times I say this. If you just sit and ask him things, you would be surprised. I started to learn this when I asked my dad one question. We were talking about something, and I said to him, Dad, I agree with what you do, but I just want to understand your thought process to get to that answer. I asked him that, and in less than a minute, he had an answer, and the answer blew my mind away. And I was like, well, why would you make that decision? I just want to know your thought process. When he broke down what he was able to go through in his mind in 1 minute, I said, I'll never, ever question your answer again. I said, were you able to decipher and sift through all of that in less than a minute? God made them that way. Just how they are not equipped to plan a date night because they just can't think through all that stuff. That seems very difficult to them. There are other things that they sift through in seconds that we cannot sift through. And that's why God made them the head, because they have this ability to, it's effortless to discard all of the distractions and just hone in on what's important. Ladies, when you want advice, even your husband now, not about everything. Some things, as you know, they're limited, they're human. They can't just keep talking all day. But things that are extremely important, men will help you work through that. And they're problem solvers.